Hello, my friend. It's the Crypto Lunatic, the channel for crypto newbies. And today I've been asking AI, what are the things currently going under the radar that could be massively disruptive for crypto? So we're going to explore what AI thinks we're overlooking at the moment. We're going to be asking Perplexity, ChatGPT, and Grok today what their humble opinion is on where we're not focusing right now. So with all of that in mind, and this is definitely not investment advice, join me on a little journey of what AI thinks that we're missing at the moment. So there's the actual question. What crypto news could be massively disruptive, but is currently going under the main news radar? So ChatGPT is talking about Trump media's Bitcoin Ethereum ETF filing. Now, of course, this is significant because Trump is the president and his family are cashing in and filing for Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs, which could be massive news for crypto, especially with a 2.5 billion Bitcoin treasury and the introduction of dollar-backed stablecoins. So this is huge news. Tron's reverse merger and strategic investment. So Justin Sun, who's the owner of Tron, is going public in the US for a reverse merger with SRM Entertainment, a Nasdaq listed toy company. So the deal valued at 210 million includes a 100 million investment to acquire Tron tokens and aims to establish a Tron treasury strategy. So there you go, more mainstream adoption for crypto. So Palmer Luckey's Erebor, a tech-focused crypto bank. Now, crypto bank would be massive in this sector because safety and custody is huge in crypto. So Palmer Luckey, the founder of Oculus VR, a defense firm, Anduril, is backing a new tech-focused banking startup called Erebor. The venture aims to provide financial stability to Silicon Valley tech entrepreneurs, offering services that prioritize business support over deposit returns. So there we go, big news. Crypto banking is coming. Stablecoins are going mainstream and getting financial traction. So stablecoins, digital tokens pegged to fiat currencies like the US dollar are increasing, entering mainstream finance. Now, this is huge for adoption for digital assets. And some argue that dollar-backed stablecoins are a very clever way of getting central bank digital currencies or equivalent into the circulation. But that's a different content video for a different day, my friends. So the sector is expanding rapidly with projected growth to 2 trillion by 2028. So the Clarity Act, potential regulatory overhaul. The Clarity Act, a 236-page bill under consideration in the US, aims to define a regulatory framework for digital assets. So the bill has faced Democratic pushback with concerns over the CFTC chair, Timothy Massad, and Atlantic Council fellow Carol House, who argue that the bill may add confusion to advocate instead of collaboratively regulatory approach between the SEC and the CFTC. So there we go. With Trump in power, that will almost definitely get pushed through. And these are what ChatGPT thinks that we are missing. So over to Perplexity with the same question. So massively disruptive crypto news flying under the radar, tokenized bank deposits and institutional blockchain integration. Now, this is huge about adoption and mainstream adoption on this digital asset space. So one of the most potentially disruptive developments in crypto, largely overlooked by mainstream news cycles, is the rapid advancement of tokenized bank deposits and institutional grade blockchain infrastructure. While most coverage still focuses on retail-facing crypto trends, meme coins and ETFs, major banks and financial institutions are quietly piloting and scaling tokenized deposit systems and wholesale CBDCs. Now, that's a separate issue for another day. Central bank digital currencies is the dystopian arm of cryptocurrency, but I shall leave that alone for now. So, why is this overlooked? The narrative around crypto has been dominated by regulatory uncertainty, price speculation, and consumer products leaving institutional infrastructure developments underreported. Tokenized deposits and wholesale CBDCs are complex and often discussed in technical or regulatory circles rather than mainstream media. Now, the reason that the CBDCs are not being discussed in mainstream media is probably because they've been gagged, because they are so dystopian and dysfunctional that, well, I've done a video on that. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole just now. So these projects are still in pilot and early rollout phases, so their transformative potential is not yet visible to the average investor or consumer. So it talks about how it could be unique, how it could change the industry, but I will summarize by saying mainstream adoption. So actionable steps to research or getting involved early. So follow pilot programs and reports from major banks. So track the regulatory updates and consult resources like the Business Consultative Group on innovation and the digital economy for insights. Explore developer and enterprise documentation for interoperability protocols and multi-token networks, and engage with institutional blockchain consortia, or attend industry conferences focused on digital asset infrastructure. So there we go. In summary, the quiet but accelerating move towards tokenized bank deposits and institutional blockchain integration could be the most disruptive crypto news story of 2025, and one that's unfolding largely out of sight, but with the potential to transform how money moves globally. So finally, I went to Grok and asked the same question: what crypto news could be massively disruptive, but is currently going under the mainstream radar? And Grok has decided to focus on under the radar crypto news, the rise of decentralized physical infrastructure networks, or DePIN, with Helium as the case study. So the overview: decentralized physical infrastructure networks, or DePIN, are an emerging category of blockchain projects that incentivize individuals to contribute physical resources like wireless network storage or computing power to build decentralized infrastructure. Helium is a leading DePIN project and is quietly scaling its decentralized Internet of Things and 5G networks, enabling low-cost, community-driven connectivity. Despite its potential to disrupt telecom and cloud industries, Helium remains underrepresented on the mainstream crypto news, overshadowed by AI coins, meme coins, and layer one hype. So it's being overlooked because it's a complex use case. DePIN projects like Helium involve technical concepts, e.g., Internet of Things, 5G, decentralized hardware, that are less accessible than speculative assets like meme coins and DeFi tokens, which dominate headlines. They get low hype, they're a niche market, and there's geopolitical noise. Recent crypto news has been dominated by geopolitical events like the Middle East tensions, US-China trade concerns, and regulatory developments such as the Genius Act for stablecoins, sidelining innovative infrastructure projects. So Helium is unique because it's community driven, it's got scalability and cost efficiency, it's energy efficient, it's interoperable, and it has real world adoption. So how could it disrupt the crypto sector? Well, by redefining infrastructure ownership. DePIN projects like Helium shift control of critical infrastructure from corporations to communities, aligning with Web3 ethos of decentralization. This could inspire similar models for storage like Filecoin or computing like Render to create a new crypto asset class. A mass adoption trigger: by providing affordable decentralized connectivity, Helium could onboard billions of Internet of Things devices to blockchain networks, driving demand for crypto-based payments and smart contracts that could bridge Web3 to mainstream industries like logistics and telecom. It will challenge the telecom monopolies, it will have regulatory appeal, and it will have sustainable scaling. So the potential impact that Helium and DePIN could redefine how physical infrastructure integrates with blockchain, creating a 10 to 100 billion market by 2030, according to industry estimates. By enabling decentralized connectivity, helium could underpin the next wave of Internet of Things and 5G adoption, making crypto a backbone for real-world applications. Its current low profile offers early adopters a chance to engage before mainstream attention spikes, especially as Internet of Things device growth accelerates, is projected to be 30 billion devices by 2030. So, actionable steps: research into helium and deepin, join the helium ecosystem, investigate investment opportunities, experiment with the network, stay informed on deepin trends, and mitigate risks. So in the closing thoughts of Grok, helium's deepin model is a sleeper hit with the potential to disrupt telecom, Internet of Things, and crypto by decentralizing physical infrastructure. Its low-energy, community-driven approach and regulatory compliance make it a unique contender in a crowded market. While currently overshadowed by flashier crypto trends, helium's real-world utility could drive mass adoption, making it a project to watch in 2025 to 2030. As always, conduct thorough research and approach crypto investments cautiously due to inherent risk. The underpinning to it all. So I did look up helium just so that you've got an idea on CoinMarketCap. I may do a video, a proper follow-up to this, but you can see that this was launched in June 2020 at 27 cents. And it has been up here as high as $47. So that was in November 2021. And when we go to here, closer to the 2024, back in December, it was up at $7.26. So I think we can fairly certainly look at a very nice spike from the current point. Helium looks to be a very good entry point without doing any major digging on the subject. We see that 82% of the circulating, of the maximum supply is in circulation, which is good tokenomics. And we also see here, why is the helium price down today? Let's click on this and have a little look. It's dropped 3% in 24 hours due to Coinbase delisting of its mobile token and bearish technical momentum. So it's been delisted. So that's something to look into. Well, maybe this will be a deeper dive opportunity for helium. But is that a good entry? Well, I'll have to do a video to review it. But Grok certainly feels that it is an underrepresented, below the radar crypto gem. So that I cannot comment on without doing a deeper dive. But there you go. These are the sort of things to look for in crypto. The narratives that no one else is looking for. And if you'd like more of these under the radar, less looked at content strategy videos, then please do subscribe to the channel and get them before the rest of the world catches up. And if you want another one of my videos, you will find that just there.